The big thing for me was talking to women, like growing up. I think like that was scary. Like, I remember asking this one girl for her number, and I didn't even prep. And then I was like, oh crap, she was gonna give it to me, but my dumbass didn't have a pen or anything. So then I ran up and I asked everybody for a pen, and I gave it to her. And then her friend was standing there like, yo, are you nervous? And then like, I'm like, no. And then I got this pen and I gave it to her. And then she was like, where's the paper? And I'm like, oh shit, I have the fucking paper, right?
I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah. And then she's like, write it on your fucking hand. And I was like, oh, okay. And I fucking did it. And I was like, make it big so it doesn't wipe off. And then she wrote her number, and then my hand was shaking. She's like, oh my God, you're shaking? That's so cute. And I was so fucking embarrassed, man. Yeah. But I got her number and we talked like every single day. And I'm so glad that I went for it, because I would see her like walking around high school like all the fucking time. And I'm like, man, I want her so bad. Yeah. We never ended up getting together. But I think that really got me to feel like, man, I don't want to be nervous around women, because like it makes me feel like so stupid and it's a bad first impression.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just started talking to women I was attracted to, but places where they had to talk to me. Like at the mall, like if they're working at Foot Locker or whatever, or anywhere, I'm just like, she's a cute girl. Like I wouldn't do the whole pickup guy thing, because that was just a little too weird for me. But then,
you want to show them your YouTube?
No. Like I would
you
just
wouldn't be like, hey man, this is who I am. Have you heard of Just Kidding Films? You should do some research on me first, because I'm gonna let you know how awesome I am.
Well, in high school we would go to the mall and do that whole thing where you try to talk to girls and stuff that are your age or whatever, right? But then like over the years, I just wanted to get better at conversation and just like having small talk and not being so nervous because this person was attractive. Yeah. So I talked to men, women, like everyone. And then when it came down to a hot girl, I was just like, oh shit. But then I would just talk to them and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not trying to get with them. I'm not trying to like be with them. I'm just trying to like talk about nothing. And I realized that the only reason why I was so nervous is because half of the time I'm just thinking about fucking them. And if I'm going to get that. So like your mind's not in the right place, because you're already like, if you don't get it, then it's already a loss in your head. So you're nervous of the loss. Yeah. But if you think about it as just like, oh, I just want to exchange a sentence with this person. Yeah. And then cool. Like, oh, I made her smile. Cool, whatever. And then after that, it just doesn't even matter how hot they are. You just talk to them like whatever.
You know what I think the best thing that I ever did that actually kind of helps me out as an adult now, especially when it comes to talking to women. Oh, not that it matters anymore, I'm married, but is that I learned to talk to women like you don't want anything from them. Yeah. Girls are very intuitive people.
Like they know you're fucking thirsty ass bitch.
Yeah, like they can fucking sense that. And when your motivation to talk to a girl is simply because you just want to fuck them, girls can sense that shit, right? And if something does develop, like I think for me too, like it's developed into a point now where I can literally come up to a girl that I've had a conversation with. I could look them straight in the fucking eye and say, "You're very beautiful." Yeah, but that's just it. There's no.
See you later.
Yeah, there's no like, hey, girl, you fucking fine. Like, there's none of that. It's more.
I just have to let you know that your swag was so. Your swag was just
gives me goosebumps.
Irresistible. Girl. Yeah, damn.
It's like that situation, right? It's disgusting. Like I could literally look at a girl that I just met.
Yes. I'm gonna use that one day,
bro. If it works for you, just let me know, man. But in those situations, like I could look at a girl and say, "Wow, you're very beautiful," and just leave it at that. It's just because that's how I feel. That's what I see, and that's what it is. I could do the same for a dude. It's like, man, you are a handsome looking fucking guy. Yeah. But there's no weirdness to it.
Because you don't have that like I'm trying to fuck everything energy. Yeah. Right. Or like I'm so desperate, I need to stick my fucking dick in somebody because I'm a virgin energy. Like that's just weird shit energy. And I wish I knew this younger too, because I think I'd be like way better with relationships and women and stuff like that if I understood energy and myself. Yeah. And a lot of people just don't get that. Yeah. Or especially guys. Guys are too fucking logical. Everything's like robotic, right? Like what might help is like sports. Yeah. Or doing music or doing art. But focusing on how you feel, because if you're nervous and anxious, she'll sense that.
Yeah.
Not just women, but like in a group. Like if you want more confidence at the workplace, if you're hanging out with your friends, you want to be heard. Like you gotta check your energy and what you're projecting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I guess it's easier said than done for most people, but you know, you're not gonna know unless you fucking try, man.
Repetition.
Fucking-tition,
and we made plenty of mistakes. I was watching this one podcast with, you know, Dan Bilzerian.
Yep.
He was being interviewed, and then they're like, "How do you do it? Like, how do you talk to all these girls? How do you whatever?" And he goes, "Oh, I stopped chasing women." So his whole thing was like he was once that person that was super nervous around girls, right? So he said every time I saw a super hot girl, I would just start a conversation, and he's like 1,000 times out of 1,000, he's like, I'm pretty much getting rejected. But he's like, at the grocery store, at whatever, at the club, we're just talking and talking and talking. And then he goes, and after a while, like, I feel comfortable talking to everyone, right?
Yeah.
And then, so he doesn't have the thirst energy. And then he says that when he started just partying and having fun and just attracting fun, he attracted people that want to have fun. And then he would take all these cool photos with all these hot models. And that's when it really started to go high for him. Because all these other, he's like, there's something crazy with hot women. Like, if hot women see other hot women with you, they all want a piece. So it makes you hotter.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't even fucking do anything. They just all want to be in my photos and all the parties.
I remember somebody telling me that Dan Bilzerian, they go, oh, how much do you pay these girls? He says, like, I don't fucking pay them. He's like, are you crazy? He goes, I only want to be around women if they truly want to be around me.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not going to pay anybody any money to do that stuff.
And a lot of them are his girlfriends.
Yeah.
So the way he said it is like, he's like, well, in our relationships, it's all about honesty. And he's like, we'll probably be with each other for like 3 months at a time. But he's like, it's okay if they have boyfriends or whatever. And then he's like, maybe in the LA fake world that they're in, that's very refreshing, because he'll tell them like, yeah, I slept with this many people this week. Complete honesty, 1,000%. So then when the girls hear that, they're like, what? Because everyone's got like side lovers and fake lovers, and everyone's cheating in that world, you know? And then he says that's how he's dating them. And it's interesting.
It's true though, because I think this is like a Hollywood thing that maybe a lot of people don't really believe.
Yeah.
And I could say this and you probably won't believe it until you're a part of this realm, but it's almost more common that people cheat than they don't. And
having a stable relationship is like weird.
Yeah. It's weird. Like I'll have a conversation with a couple of dudes and they're just like, yo, so who are you fucking around with when you were touring? And I'm like, nobody. Like, what you mean? They're like, nobody. Yeah. What you mean nobody? And it's like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, you get like pussy thrown at you. Why don't you just, take one down, as they would say? And I'm like, oh, so this is the common thing. I'm the outsider.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. And that's not me putting judgment on them, because if that's a mutual agreement that they have with their partners, then that's what it is. But for me, I guess, or for all of us, it's like, oh, that's not the norm.
Yeah.
That's not the norm. Like, it almost makes me feel like I'm the one being dumb. Like, I'm not taking this opportunity or some shit. It's like,
it just feels weird.
Yeah, it feels very weird.
If it's either I'm single and I'm just having fun and I'm fucking around, or I'm with someone and like my dick belongs to one.
Yeah. I got one gina, dude.
It's too much to think about anyways. Like if, like, I don't know, man. It's like if I'm in relationship mode, like my mind is just more serious.
Yeah.
And it feels like everyone's a waste of time.
I kind of would love to bring somebody on this podcast that is somebody who has a stable person, and then they have a bunch of side chicks, right? Like if they have an open relationship with that person, like what that's like and what it feels like. Because for me, how I see it as is a big headache, because it's hard to deal with one person's emotion. Having to deal with multiple people's emotions is fucking difficult.
Well, I think if everyone understands the arrangement, like let's say the side people, if they know they're just for
we're
fun,
just there to fuck,
then I think that's fine, because that's kind of cool, right? If you think about it, like you have your partner and your partner's fine with you. It's almost like watching porn, because it's just a sexual thing, like, or just a person that's also a friend that you might fuck from time to time. but you're not necessarily romantically close with them.
Tug, speaking of,
But I think there's always feelings that get caught. So that's what's weird to me.
I saw this episode of